All right, I'm finally live, you guys. I'm sorry for all of my followers on New Vibe, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I actually, for teeth and nails, as I'm giving my New Vibe followers an update, I just actually went live after all this time. It took like 20 minutes to, because I have a new streaming app and it's just was giving me problems. Anyway, to God be the glory. So here kicking it with my new Vibe followers. Um, and YouTube, my YouTube followers already know the recap of what we've been talking about. Um, I said that we were going to talk about strength and waiting. We are discussing Isaiah. We're discussing biblical principles as well as natural principles. So for all of you who just jumped on here, and I know that I'm late YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn because I was having problems, but I did get on here at 9 o'clock, so it is 9:23. But as I was saying that we don't know how to wait um patiently. We don't know how to wait in happiness. Like we don't know how to wait and still be working because we should always be working. We should always have a happy heart. We should always have a glad heart. We should always be doing something to better us and to prosper things around us while we're waiting. And like I said in the book of Isaiah, I was just talking about how he was just talking to the people in Zion and the Israelites, and he was talking about how he was just going to restore the land, how he was going to build them up. He just kept reiterating that I am the Lord. You need to know that I am the Lord of hosts. You need to know that I am the one that will save you. I am the one that deliver you. I am the one that will make a way out of the wilderness. I am the one. And it was just so ironic because, like I said, I've been in Isaiah and I've been in those chapters. And, I woke up in that this morning and I said the two key words that we should focus on this week is learning how to be strengthened and learning how to wait and trusting the Lord and knowing that if He spoke a thing, if He decreed and declared a thing to us, and then we must trust Him and love Him enough to know that we believe Him and that we know that He's not a man that He shall lie about anything He said before us. And as He just kept telling the people over and over again, like, I am the Lord of hosts, I am the one that's doing this, I am the one that's going to take care of you. Rest assured that things are going to be all right. And even though things may take time, I am going to be with you. And you have to know that this too shall come to pass. And so, those two key words in those scriptures, as I'm reading chapters 40 through 49, because that is where the Holy Spirit had me, I began to apply that to just my daily life and think about our daily life and the things that we go through and how we are subject to complain and grumble when we're waiting. I think there is someone who's trying to come up. Miss Teresa, I will bring you up in just a minute on live. But I just wanted to reiterate that, there are times when you know, we are grumbling and we're complaining. So it's like God is saying, do you trust me? Do you believe me? Do you believe what I told you? Do you believe what I said? Do you believe that I can do this? Do you believe that the things that are hurting you, that I can take away those things that are hurting you, the people who have hurt you, you have to believe that I will take care of them. You just keep doing what you're doing. And he said, I remember one passage where he was saying, I declare righteousness. He kept saying that I declare righteousness. So therefore, he wants us to continue to declare righteousness, to keep doing good, even while we're waiting, even while we're being strengthened and when we're weak. We have to know that it is for nothing. And the things that we go through, we keep striving, we keep doing these things. And I know sometimes we get tired, but he's saying that in Isaiah 40:31, he said, but those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. It's a familiar passage. If you don't um, I know that passage. I'm pretty sure that some of you all are definitely familiar with it. That's what he said. Like, we can't work in our own strength. We have to work in his strength. And so on this week, we need to be learning how to be strengthened and how to wait patiently on him for the things that we are believing him for. I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to bring Teresa up. Make sure that everybody can hear. Hello, Teresa. Oh, okay. I think when I brought her up, she must left out. But I'm gonna just pick back up. But as I was saying that I think on this week, I know for me, and it may be for somebody else too, that we need to learn how to be strengthened and let um, him strengthen us in our weakness. Let God strengthen us in our weakness, because we can't do it on our own. Because while we're doing it on our own, we're sitting there complaining, grumbling, blaming other people, blaming stuff that, or blaming the fact, blaming ourselves, and blaming the fact that, oh, we should have been, oh, I should have done this before, or I should have been here by now. But no, it wasn't meant to. Those things transpired the way that they're supposed to transpire, because those are the things that were supposed to happen in that order. Sometimes we think it's something that we should have done. Granted, we do make mistakes, and we learn from the mistakes. But sometimes the season that we're in is the season that we're in. The things that we are waiting on, that God already decreed and declared and that's spoken over our life. Some of us are still waiting on some things, but He is waiting on the right time. And because when they haven't came to pass just yet, that means we have to continue to trust. And sometimes our faith may be off, or we're not trusting Him wholeheartedly like we say that we are trusting Him. Because we say we trust Him and we say we believe Him for the things that He's going to do, but we're not doing it. Yes, granted, I know it's easy to get off track. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get dismayed. It's easy to be disappointed and say, well, Lord, I've been doing this the right way. I've been doing things right. I've been obedient. Yeah, He knows you have, but He wants to know, will you allow Him to strengthen you? Will you allow Him to do the things that He needs to do before that thing or those things that you're waiting on transpire? He wants to know that you trust Him totally. Because if we don't trust Him totally, and then we will not be able to trust Him and be strengthened in the things that He's going to give us. Like, those things that are coming, we got to know that there's going to be some things that's going to come with the things or the desires that we've been waiting on. And we've got to be ready. And we've got to be ready to know how to handle those things. And so if we're not checking our faith, if we're not checking, allowing Him to strengthen us, if we're not allowing Him to commune with us, to speak to us, if we're not allowing Him to give us the strategies to wait, perfectly. When I say wait perfectly, means waiting without grumbling, waiting without complaining, waiting without blaming yourself. Stop blaming yourself. Stop blaming others, because you got to continue to wait on the right time. If He say He's going to do something, He's going to do it. That's just like, I'm saying, our parents, when we were young, or just like our children, when we say that we're going to do something, then they're expecting for us to do it. And, they're like, okay, well, I've been waiting on this. Mom and Dad, you said that you're going to give me this, and I'm waiting on this. But as parents, just like God is our Father, He's waiting for the right time, and He's saying, okay, I want to make sure that they're disciplined. I want to make sure that they understand what's going to go on. I want them to understand that their faith has to be strengthened in me. I want them to know that I need them to know that they need to trust me wholeheartedly. And it's the way that Our kids see us when we tell them something, they're holding us at our word. And God knows we're holding him at his word, but we know that he's not like man, that he's not going to lie for anything he said or he done. So if he said he's going to do it, if he gave you a timing, and then great. But God don't give you a specific time or date when he said that he's going to do some things for you. Like he just don't do that. But um if he did give you a specific month, or if he did give you a specific time or a specific season, and then that's between you and God individually. If he gave you a specific time or specific season where he was going to do something, but if you know what he said verbatim, my daughter or my son, I'm going to do this. And then you got to hold on to what he said and how he said it. And sometimes we don't understand. Sometimes we miss that. We miss the part where we start just getting excited and be like, well, God, you said that you was going to do this. But he was like, but then I say, you got to think about it. Did he tell you when? Did he say what season? What did it's like, what did he say? And every time that he says something or shows something or speaks something to us, we should be writing it down because he knows what he said. He knows verbatim what he said, but are we listening to what he said? Did he say certain specifics? Because God does give certain specifics, but sometimes we want to only hear half of what he said, or we want to see half of what he showed. So we gotta understand that. And you know, I think it's Isaiah 49:23 really stuck out to me this morning because the Spirit of the Lord said at the end of that verse 23. Actually, I got it. I'm actually going to read that 49:23. It just stuck out to me like, and I'm just going to read the whole verse in 23, and it says. Kings shall be your foster fathers, and their queens your nursing mothers. They shall bow down to you with their faces to the earth and lick up the dust of your feet. Then you will know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed who wait for me. And at that moment, too, in the beginning of 23, he was telling the Israelites and the people of Zion, well, this was in Zion, um, and he was talking about how he was going to make their enemies basically their footstool. But then that last verse says, for they shall not be ashamed who wait for me. We should not be ashamed. Um, we should not be ashamed in waiting. We should not feel bad while we're waiting on God, because we already know that he is the only one that can do the impossible and unimaginable things for us. So we have to rest assured to know who he is in our life and what he said that he's going to do. Um, and so that really, really stuck out to me. And he was just assuring to them that he was going to restore them, that he was going to deliver them, that he kept assuring them that I am the God that can do all things. And I am the God that will take care of people and take care of people that shame you, that hurt you, that harm you. He's like, let me deal with my children, even though this is thing we have to understand. Even though there are some things, there are some chaotic experiences that we have been in. Some of us have been in trauma. Some of us have you know, been in things, or things have happened to us that only God knows, and only the people that are close to you may know. But like he said, he reigns on the just as well as the unjust. That scripture just came to mind. He reigns on the just as well as the unjust, and that's why he's saying, "Let me handle my children." Because whether this person or those people did wrong, or said things wrong, or did wrong things to us, or whatever the case may be, he said, they're still my children too. Let me deal with them. You deal with declaring my name. You deal with righteousness. You deal with walking the right straight path that I told you to walk after me. And you let me deal with the things that's not of me. Let me deal with people that are causing harm or that are causing shame, because it's not our job to step into that. It's God's job to intervene in that and to make things better. So we have to be obedient to what He's saying and what He's doing. We have to know, like He kept telling them that they was not forsaken. He kept telling them that they was not forgotten. And we have to know that He has not forgotten one thing that He has told us. He has not forgotten one thing that He has shared with us. He has not forgot. We have forgotten it. And we need to be reminded that, okay, well, wait a minute, I got to check my faith. I got to check my heart. You know, I got to check my mindset. I got to rest assured and I got to trust God to know that if He said it, He's going to do it. If He said He's going to take care of it, He's going to take care of it. If He told us not to worry about it, because He's in Matthew, He told us not to worry about it. He just told us to seek Him. That's it. And that's it. And go about your way. Don't worry about it anymore. Whatever we take to Him, take it there. Get up. Don't worry about it, because you've already communed with Him. You've already talked to Him. He knows what you have need of. He knows your desire, so we don't need to worry about it. But He said that we should not be ashamed. He said we should not be ashamed to wait for Him or wait upon Him. For, like I said, Isaiah 40:31 says, those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount as wings as eagles. And He said, and they shall run. We don't have to worry about a thing. And He said, um, they shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. There are times when we just, we want to just really give up, and we really, really, really don't know how to handle our emotions. Sometimes we just don't know how to handle our emotions, and they just go all kinds of ways. And I know we've all been there. I have. And then you got to pull yourself back and be like, wait a minute. I have got to handle this better. You know, I have got to trust and believe, what I'm saying, what He said. I have got to trust and believe that the very thing that He spoke, that it is going to come to pass. I have to believe that. If I don't believe it, and then it's nothing. Your faith is like down the drain. If you don't believe it, how can you receive it? Your faith is not stirred up either way it goes, because you don't believe. You don't believe because it hasn't happened on your time. It, I'm gonna just say that again. You stopped believing. Your faith went downhill because you thought it was supposed to happen on your time. Trust me, I've been there. And I'm pretty sure some of you all been there, but I'm just, talking about my experience. But um, be strengthened. Um, Allow Him to strengthen you. Allow yourself to wait in happiness. Um, Work while you're waiting, and when I say work, continue to keep declaring His good words. Continue to live righteously, continue to build upon your purpose and your gifts and talents and what He commanded you to do. Don't stop doing it when those things come that you're waiting on, but continue to keep doing those things. Let's stop grumbling and complaining. Um, I know some of you done said, I said too, well, Lord, I still waiting. Well, He says it here that He'll give you strength. That He will give you strength. And that while you look at others and they didn't receive what they have received, trust me, they waited too. And you don't know how long they waited. Right? So we have to think about that. We have to think about, wait a minute, I have got to handle my walk better. I have to learn to wait patiently. I have to learn how to wait in the fullness. I was sharing that earlier today. Like most of us are waiting on empty fumes. Like we just don't know what to do, and we feel like we're gonna tap out anytime now. When we should be waiting fully, we should be full Let me change it around so it can make sense. We should be full while waiting. Full in purpose, full in happiness, full in excitement for others, helping others. So much that we can do. It's so many things that we can do, that we can be working to. And we don't know, you know what I'm saying, what God is doing in our life. We don't know what God is doing over there. We don't know what he had to do over there for another sister and brother. Sometimes he have to come quickly for others while he knows that we can wait, because he can do that. He can do a quick thing too if he needs to. But that don't mean get envious or jealous because he did something over there, because he's no respecter of person. It's just that he had to do something different, and he had to do something quickly from that person, where he's saying, "Hey, I'm going to get to you, but I got to do this over here first. But I know what you can handle and what you can't handle." So he's testing our faith, and he's testing the fact that, do you trust me wholeheartedly for everything that I'm going to do in your life? And he's asking the question like, will you wait for me? Will you wait on me? And how will you wait on me? And hopefully we don't grumble and complain too much or too long. Hopefully we don't do it at all, but we have done it because we human. But then we just gotta pull ourselves back, and realize we gotta realize the fact of this right here. I can't rush God. I can't rush anything. And things are gonna line up in order the way that they're supposed to line up. Things are gonna happen the way that they're supposed to happen. Things are gonna be on time, not when we want them, but he's gonna always be on time because he's never late. And I shared this on last year, in last season, that he's never late. And we have to know that there may be some things that arise that we just think that, oh, if you don't come now, and then God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know how I'm gonna do this thing. It could be personally or professionally, corporately, business wise, even uh, parenting. It could be anything, what I'm saying, in life. And we may be faced up against obstacles, and we're saying, well, God, if you don't do this day, I don't know how it's going to turn out if it don't get done today. You don't know what God is going to do. You don't know how he's going to redeem the time. You don't know how he's going to extend it. You don't know what he's going to do. Because Matthew 6:34 said that we need not to worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has enough trouble of its own. And Matthew 6:34. So we need to just worry about the day. And we gotta understand that. So we need to be able to learn how to allow him to be our strength, and trust him enough to wait for the things that we know that we're waiting on. So I am definitely gonna close out. It is almost 10 o'clock, you all. I know I've been on a new vibe for an hour. But if you all have any questions, feel free to comment, or leave a message. I will check them or whatever. Or if you would like to share anything now before I get off, feel free to do so. But if not, you can send me an email or you can comment, and I'll read the comments or whatnot. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all of the listeners on Noon Vibe and YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thank you guys for tuning in. For those of you who come on, thank you for watching the replay, and I hope to come back on and see you all again on this week. So have a great day and a great night.